Okay, good morning to my spirit guides. Spirit guides, this morning I thought we could talk about some things that people have long had questions about when it comes to UFOs and I guess you would call them alien interactions and that kind of thing, because I think I would be interested in it. I would imagine some others would be as well. So I wonder if I could list out some of the famous sightings and maybe you could indicate if these truly happened in the earthly experience. Yes, okay. So the first one I had listed is a 1947 pilot saw a flying saucer and took a picture of it, I believe. So did that incident actually occur? Yes, okay. And then of course, probably the biggest one is Roswell. So did the Roswell incident actually occur? And that is a huge yes. And so a physical craft crashed, I guess you could say, in New Mexico, Roswell. And did humans in the incarnation find it? And did the government come in and pick up maybe debris and any other alien bodies, I guess you could say? Can you expand on any of this for us? Yes, okay. It, W-A-S was T-R-U-L-Y, truly, A-C-O-V-E-R-U-P, cover up. It was truly a cover up. So that really did happen. Okay. So can you tell us what species or type of beings crashed and maybe for what purpose they were here? Yes, okay. T-H-E-Y, they, W-E-R-E, were, G-R-E-Y-S. They were grays. Okay, so that's what people suspect. They were grays. And for what purpose were they here in the, I guess, in our physical frequency? T-O-2 C-O-L-L-E-C, T collect, D-N-A, to collect DNA. Okay, and I know people have talked a lot about alien abductions over the years, and many have not believed them, although that is changing. So people are truly and have been gone up into alien craft to have their DNA taken. Yes. Okay. So a next question I have in relation to that particular issue is this something that these particular humans have agreed to before they incarnated? Yes. And that is a huge yes. So can you expand on that a little bit? This is not something that they're just randomly being picked up as on a soul level. Have they agreed to this? Yes. Okay. Can you expand on this at all? Yes. Okay. T-H-E-S, these, S-O-U-L-S, these souls, A-G-R-E-E-D, agreed, T-O-2, P-R-O-V-I-D-E, provide, D-N-A, DNA, I-N-N, T-H-E, the, E-X-P-E-R-I-E-N-C-E. These souls agreed to provide DNA in the experience. Okay, so what I'm guessing is that these particular souls are associated with the grays in the astral plane. And so did they incarnate for this purpose or this purpose exclusively, or maybe was this one of their main purposes? Yes. Okay. How fascinating. And so some have speculated that the grays are no longer able to reproduce. And so that is one of the reasons why they are here collecting DNA. Is that accurate? Yes. Okay. T-H-E, they, C-A-N, can, N-O-L-O-N-G-E-R, no longer R, E-P-R-O-D-U-C-E-A-N-D, and T-H-E-Y, they, M-U-S-T, must, C-R-E-A-T-E, create, H-Y-B-R-I-D, hybrid, B-E-I-N-G-S. They can no longer reproduce, and they must create hybrid beings. Okay, so that's another issue that people have brought up. I've seen some interviews with people saying, I have hybrid children, and they're probably not received very well by the general population. But in essence, what you're saying is this is accurate. These are beings who came into the experience to maybe help with the Greys' reproduction of their own species and creating a hybrid species. Okay, how fascinating. Okay. Can these humans in the incarnation interact with these hybrid children? Yes. Okay. Are the hybrid children here in the earthly experience? No. So they're not here, but they exist in another dimension. And can the humans or those in the incarnation maybe connect with them through meditation or through connecting, just other forms, visualization, dreams, the ways that we typically talk about connecting? Okay, how fascinating. Okay, so going back to the Roswell incident, did they collect the bodies of these beings? Yes. Okay, and the government did cover that up? Yes. Did they try to also reverse engineer technology from the beings? And that is a huge yes. Okay, because that's often been speculated about as well. Okay, so I'm just wondering what else I could ask about this particular topic. Is there anything else about Roswell in particular you'd like to add? Yes. Okay. Governments, governments, Aware, aware, of, and alien, SPECIES, species. Governments are aware of alien species. Okay, and I've also, on that note, heard that they have made agreements with groups of alien species, and this is not to help the general population generally. So I don't know if you can give us any indications of what they've agreed to and why they've agreed to it. And maybe that's various reasons with various governments. Can you expand on that at all? Yes. T-H-E, the, U-N-I-T-E, D, united, S-T-A-T-E-S, United States, I-S is A-W-A-R-E, aware, O-F, of, A-L-I-E-N, S-P-E-C-I-E-S, alien species, A-N-D, and, T-H-E-Y, they, U-S-E-U's, A-L-I-E-N, alien, T-E-C-H-N-O-L-O-G-Y, alien technology, I-N-N, T-H-E-I, are there, D-E-F, Okay, the United States government is aware of alien species and they use alien technology in their defense. Okay, defense spending and defense whatever with the military and trying to strengthen the United States military. Why does that not surprise me? Because I'm in the United States. So, okay, how interesting. And again, when they're always trying to discount UFOs and interactions, that is a conscious effort to diminish those reports in order to protect maybe that information and maybe make it not accessible to other governments and the general population because they're using it for themselves. Okay, how fascinating. Okay, so that's a lot to digest right there. Is there anything else you can add on these particular topics? Yes, okay. T-H-E, the U-S, G-O-V-E-R-N-M-E-N-T, government. I-S is T-R-Y-I-N-G, trying. T-O-2, C-R-E-A-T-E, create. A-F-A-L-S-E, false. I-N-V-A-S-I-O-N. And the U.S. government is trying to create a false alien invasion. And we've talked about that before, and that surprises me not one bit. Because again, you know, that creates money. And they can make a lot of money and they can create fear in the masses, which would make it easier to control people, to create a common enemy, so to speak. And I use that in quotes, saying that aliens are here to take over and we need to get together and try to fight these aliens like Hollywood movies. But that is not what's going on. So what can we do? What can we do to protect ourselves in the face of what feels like a threat from our own government? U-S-E-U's D-I-S-C-E-R-N-M-E-N-T, use discernment. So look within ourselves and understand that we might be being lied to. We might be giving information that is not accurate. Okay. That's important. Okay, so I was going to go into some other issues, but this feels like a lot of information for now. I guess maybe just a quick few other UFO encounters that were really out in the mainstream that come to mind were Betty and Barney Hill. So did they have a true encounter? Okay, that sure felt like it truly happened to them based on my reading of that. Okay, well, I guess I'll maybe wrap up this one for now, and that's a lot to think about. Is there anything else you'd like to add at this time? Yes, okay. W-E-We, L-O-V-E, love. Y-O-U, love you. A-N-D, and. W-E-We, A-R-E-R, P-R-O-U-D, proud. O-F, of. Y-O-U, we are proud of you. We love you and we are proud of you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides. We love you and we're so grateful that you're telling us the truth. We are so grateful. So sending you much love and gratitude, and we'll talk to you soon.